Welcome to this second attempt at explaining my 1950s style um, song, which is called Christine. I did it last week. In fact, I did a lot of work via Studio last week and realised that my microphone had defaulted to some random setting and none of my words were recorded or audible, which is not particularly helpful. So I'm going to try very quickly and break down the song Christine. So it was 1950s based, and in Jamie's intro, one of the songs that grabbed my attention, which I remember from my youth, was a song called Heartbeat. Which goes something along those lines. And the song we had to learn and perform for me vocally was Roy Orbison, Johnny Cash's Walk the Line. Which I didn't really learn, but I know that much of it. And I really enjoyed the song. So my track wants to draw on a couple of those inspirations. Musically, straightforward, as is Walk the Line. I use an A, and I'm kind of arpeggiating the chords to a D, A, E. And then we have this kind of acknowledgement to that heartbeat. Can't remember. So that nice little rundown using that kind of feel on the guitar. In terms of the bass, before we come on to vocals and lyrics, it's mixed really. It's sort of a that kind of almost brown-eyed girl style, which I know is a little bit later, perhaps in the 60s. And then in the chorus, we have this very 1950s. That kind of blues turnaround, which you hear a lot on bass throughout the 1950s and a lot in rock and roll, and it's kind of a typical Elvis Presley walking bass line, that kind of style. So let's talk about some of the lyrics and in there. So in my opinion, and things like Grease and films that are set in the 1950s, it's all very guys and dolls, very sweetheart, very post-war romantic, and I wanted my song to have that sickly sweet air about it. So it starts with the line, I've never loved someone as much as I love you, and darling, this time, unlike the last time, I'll be true. Okay, so it's that essentially, and then the pre-chorus. So please don't sit alone at home. Just hold me close and I will know. Oh, 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 oh. So we have these kind of melisma on the and I will know. It's very 1950s sounding, almost pop of that era, very sickly sweet type Cliff Richard-esque. Just a turnaround, an A blues major, and then the so we've had the pre-chorus and then the chorus. My sweet Christine, can you be mine? I'll hold you close for all time. Okay, now the only thing that really differs from here is very tempting to stay in kind of an A major. What was happening in the 1950s, we were starting to get a little bit risky in terms of the music. It was starting to develop out of the major, out of the post-war kind of major dance halls, very classical, I suppose, inspired, and a little bit of jazz. It was all very major and happy. And in the States and a little bit in the UK again, we started to see people like Cliff Richard and the Shadows, and we started to see surf rock in the late 50s, 1958, 1959. And these guitarists again would stick to the blues, but they'd be playing in minor pentatonic. So what I did for the solo in Christine, sorry, I'm conscious you can't see my guitar there, is I split the coils on this PRS, um, and went to the minor pentatonic, played over the major. That kind of solo, and it fitted really nice. It gave it a little bit of a, ooh, what's going on here kind of sound, a little bit edgy, very late 50s, but without being too in your face. When we come to the 60s genre, we see that minor pentatonic develop a lot. We start to distort, but in this case, it's still very clean. But I've gone to E major pentatonic. So that's my breakdown of my 1950s track. Christine, thank you for watching.